Armies, take a deep breath and feel this with me. Because today isn't just about an idol's comeback. It's about that moment when time seemed to stop, when one smile, one step, and one glance reunited millions of hearts that had waited in silence. Jungkook is back on stage. And not just that. There's something deeper, softer, more meaningful. Jikook, in a single, invisible frame, but one that hits right in the chest. Prepare your heart, because what we're about to talk about today might just become that video you save to replay over and over again. This wasn't just a social media appearance, not just a short live stream from the dorm. This was a real return to the stage, the place where he's always shone, the place that feels like it was made just for him. And this comeback? It wasn't random. Jungkook appeared at J-Hope's concert amidst the deafening cheers of thousands of armies who had been waiting 18 months, full of longing and hope. And there, beneath the sparkling lights and the earth-shaking sound, Jungkook smiled. A smile we know. A smile we've missed for so long. He stepped onto the stage, and it was as if the world began to turn again. In casual clothes, with his unfading charisma, Jungkook embraced the world he once left behind. Through song, through laughter, through eyes that shone with relief and love. And yes, he wasn't alone. Jungkook surprised everyone by performing 7. But it wasn't just the song that stole the show. Not just the mesmerizing choreography. It was how he performed it, brimming with energy, his eyes sweeping the crowd, with the confidence of someone who knows he's home again. And if you thought that was the peak, hold on. Because that day, a sacred piece of history was written beneath the thunder of music and lights. Arm, Jin, Suga, J-Hope, Jimin, V, and Jungkook. These, whole again. 7 people we used to see together only in old videos and sweet memories, were there, together, in real life. Laughing, patting each other on the back, sharing stories, looking at each other, not as idols, but as a family reunited after a long storm. And in that togetherness, there was one small moment. But only for those who truly saw, who are sensitive to the small details that often carry big meaning. Jimin, sitting in the audience, not far from the stage, with a look that's hard to describe. But anyone who's ever felt love knows exactly what that gaze meant. A quiet look at Jungkook as the magne leapt across the stage with fiery energy. Jikook, together again. No touching, no name-calling, but just one look and one smile were enough for the whole fandom to know. They are still here. And of course, as always, it's us, the Jikookas, who were the first to catch those tiny signals. A detail that may have slipped by most people, but not those who followed the footprints of these two hearts from the beginning. In one of the rehearsal photos leading up to the concert, Jungkook was seen wearing a cap that read, "Make Tokyo Great Again." And while for many it was just a regular cap, for us, it was a code, a clue, a symbol that opens the door to a box full of memories. Let's rewind to 2017. Jimin and Jungkook's first trip to Tokyo. Not for promos, not for work, but for life. 2 young men, who just happened to be famous, running away from the spotlight for a while. Eating ramen at midnight. Walking without bodyguards. Watching the sunset without cameras. Just the 2 of them. The world felt small, small enough to fit into one film. Golden Closet Film. Tokyo. A short film shot by Jungkook, not with a professional camera, not directed by managers, but with his own heart. We saw Jimin through Jungkook's eyes. Through the lens of someone who admired him, who wanted to capture every second together, who knew these moments were too precious to lose. And if you watch closely, Jimin wasn't smiling at the camera. He was smiling at Jungkook. Time passed. In 2024, before both enlisted for military service, they returned to Japan, this time to Sapporo. Once again, just the 2 of them. And this time, we got something more obvious, a series titled, Are You Sure? A series that felt more like the diary of 2 friends who might be in love. Those moments were so gentle, So simple. And it's in that simplicity that love often hides. They never announced anything because they know. True love doesn't need a grand confession. A glance is enough. Presence is enough. And then, in May 2025, the fandom was shaken once again. Jikook was spotted in Tokyo. No cameras. No media coverage. But enough eyewitnesses. And for us, even a single report was enough to conclude. They went back to their city of love. So when Jungkook stood on that stage, wearing a hat that said, Tokyo, we knew it wasn't a coincidence. It was a memory he brought back with him. It was a secret message only understood by hearts that had once fallen in love. It was Jungkook's way of saying, I haven't forgotten. And we, the Jikookas, heard him loud and clear. Maybe it was a comeback signal. Maybe just nostalgia. Or maybe they're planning something. Who knows? But one thing is certain, Tokyo will always be their city of love. And in every step, every little symbol like this, we know. Their connection never burned out. It simply rested. Like embers waiting for the right time to burn again. Now I want to hear from you. How did you feel seeing BTS reunited on one stage again? And Jikook, side by side, smiling and at peace? You can cry, laugh, or just hug your phone silently. But I know, in your heart, the feeling is the same. That this is more than just a concert. This is a long-awaited embrace finally finding its way back home. And on a scale from 1 to 10, how happy were you that day? I think for all of us the answer is immeasurable. Thank you for being here. Thank you for loving. Not for the hype, but for the feeling. If you also believe that Tokyo is not just a city, but a memory, a symbol, and a quiet love that always lives on. If you believe not all love needs a grand declaration, that some stories are told only through symbols and glances, then you're in the right place. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with fellow Jikookas who might need a virtual hug. See you in the next video. And remember, sometimes, true love doesn't scream. It simply shows up, quiet, but certain.